Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to another daily brawl. This one is a little bit different. This one is called MOBAWatch, and it's basically you have one pick at the start of the game, and then you cannot change that pick for the entirety of the match. You are locked in to that one hero, so having a good lineup out the door is pretty important. Now we're going to be watching 3 games today, and this is actually going to be a bit different. It's going to be post-commentary just because I've been feeling a little bit under the weather and wanted to focus on playing rather than trying to play and talk at the same time. This way I can also clean up the audio a lot better as well. We're going to have an interesting little exciting match on King's Row to begin with Symmetra. I decided to play Symmetra for a few reasons. 1, we needed a support. 2, Symmetra is really good on the opening of King's Row. 3, I haven't played Symmetra in any of these brawls yet other than the support brawl, and I thought, well, let's play some variety of heroes. So I'm going to just get set up, try and get everyone shielded up. This was recorded pretty late at night, so the team is a little bit unbalanced, shall we say, and we're going to have an interesting and fun little match. Now, as I get set up, with Symmetra, you really want to have a couple of turrets on the main entryway and then a couple towards the hotel itself, just guarding that health map, because teams like to push past the statue. They also like to wrap around the back of the statue. Sometimes I like to put a few turrets on the back of the bus as well. I'm glad I didn't, because that Winston landing would have actually killed them. But Mercy, as you can see, dashes forward, tries to go with the Winston, and Reinhardt, oh dear, charging right in. I can easily get my beam charged up to level 3. I see the Mercy though, and I think, no, this is the real target. Managed to get a sweet double kill, doing a lot of damage onto these targets. The thing with Symmetra is, like, you'd think that she's not that great, but when she gets into damage, and if, like, that's one hell of a name. I think it's pronounced Fup the Man, I'm guessing, and I love you too, man. But yeah, if Symmetra gets into melee range, she does a lot of damage. It's 150 damage a second, I think. It's insane how quickly she can tear people apart when you get level 3. But I've got a teleporter up and running. I can see a couple of my turrets are far enough as well, but I've got all 6 up, so I'm feeling pretty happy. This is the point on Symmetra where you can just start being aggressive. You can start being really aggro. You can start, looking for kills, make sure all your sentries are up at all times, and just fight and fight and fight. And the interesting thing about this game mode, it's kind of a cute little tavern brawl, because it really does illustrate the weakness of your comp if you don't pick it well. Like in this case, they have 2 very aggressive tanks. They got a Mercy and a Pharah, and they're just not getting the benefit of it. And the Symmetra pick actually just works so well, because they're relying on these barriers, and sniping traces with Symmetra orbs always feels nice. But they're relying on these big barriers, and they're just not getting the function out of them, because I can shoot through them, I'm spamming through them nice and quickly. I can do damage into the Winston and into the Reinhardt while they're trying to focus on other targets and actually do a surprising amount of hurt. So right now I'm just going to throw some spam down at this main alleyway. You can hear my voice giving out a bit. I do apologize. As I said, I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment. Again, Reinhardt charging in, Winston following up, does manage to destroy 2 of my sentries just by landing next to them. This is the thing with Winston. Winston's actually a really good pick if you are struggling to get through a Symmetra nest, just because he can hold down that left mouse button and he will just kill all the sentries in no time at all. He's a sentry killing machine. Part of the problem here is he's not in a position where he can focus on killing the sentries, so they're still getting damage, but I'm going to keep putting shields on people, keep that effective 250 shielding on everyone. It's so powerful, it's so utterly powerful. I mean, during beta phase 1, they revealed at BlizzCon that Symmetra, and my voice is really going, I do apologize, I'll have a quick cough in a second, Symmetra was just the highest win rate out of everyone. And that's because she has a lot of hidden power. And like, as you can see, I'm just dealing damage and don't even have to really pay that much attention to where I'm aiming at the Reaper. I just have to hold down left mouse button and kind of hope while setting up my nest. There we go. Voice should be a little bit better. Sad days. Sad days, lads. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of what happens. This is probably the danger of this type of game mode, is when one team just isn't gelling correctly, they're really going to struggle breaking this front line. And we have a Bastion somewhere in the back as well, so these 2 tanks are actually going to really struggle. I mean, Winston's sort of okay against Bastion, like it's one of those sort of complicated matchups where Bastion could technically kill the hell out of Winston, but he can't do too much to stop the Winston jumping on him, getting some damage down, and causing a big problem for the Bastion. But we have enough people fighting on the front that if he does that, then Bastion's just going to kill him, basically. Hello, Junkrat coming in with an ult. This Reaper, like, with the most flubbed, single worst teleport I've ever seen a Reaper do. He teleported onto the Junkrat trap in range of 2 Symmetra turrets. It was just dead the moment he got there, and we can see like the Mercy coming in, gets hit by all my beams, instantly taken out. Goodbye, Mercy. Nice res. Winston does actually manage to get out, but kind of on the fence on that res. Like, I get the idea of getting the Winston up, but with a little bit more follow-up, it would have been nice, I think, if the team was sort of coming in behind. That way you just have the tank in position. Oh, God. 19-player kill streak on Symmetra. Feels good, man. Most of that was, of course, assists, not actual kills, but it's still damage done. Now, otherwise, you know, I've got the teleporter up and running, and this is the first teleporter I put up. There's still 2 charges left on it, so there's only been about 4 or 5 deaths if someone died before I respawn. Here, we're just going to find the Reinhardt. Again, just charging the beam on him. A good tip with Symmetra, by the way, is when you do get the beam charged and you aren't fighting anyone, but you could be fighting someone soon, just reload, because the charge will carry over during the reload. It just gives you that little bit of extra time. And of course, I'm not going to be able to hit this Farah in the air at that range with Symmetra orbs. I did see a kind of a curious idea where Symmetra orbs could travel faster if you had them smaller. So like the bigger they are, the slower they travel. Now, that could be kind of cute just to make Symmetra a bit more fighty, but from what I understand, there might be a patch very, very soon that will be nerfing Symmetra, so I'm curious to see what the results of that are. I'm curious to see if they change anything very fundamental about her as well, because just as she is now, she's in a very bizarre place. Still, a very solid defense there, and that's sort of the power of Symmetra. We're going to see the tasty player of the game. Can't remember at all what this was. But yeah, even without a tank, we had like the Farah, the Junkrat, the Bastion, and me just being such a strong defensive line that Soldier could do a lot of work, for example. And there you can see me in the background. Farah's, of course, doing a lot of this damage, but I'm just getting in there, getting some tasty, tasty damage out there. And that's actually a really nice shot, leaping up, doing a Goomba stomp on the head of the enemy. Anyway, I'm going to skip ahead to the next match. You can see all the points. 22 eliminations feels pretty good, but let's go to Temple of Anubis. Now this is a nice and quick one, but I wanted to play Tracer because I think I joined this game and it's in progress. And I look at the team and I think, okay, well what do we got? We got a good frontliner in 76, we've got Mercy Fire, that's pretty good. We've got Widow, who's level 7, so okay, might not be the most reliable thing in the world. And we've got a Monkey who's going to be doing damage on the front line. Sorry, a Scientist, as he likes to be called, apparently. So I think, okay, well what we need on Anubis is someone who can get into the back, deal a lot of damage. So let's go and do that. And hello, Roadhog. Roadhog versus Tracer is always a hilarious matchup just because it's like free bombs for the Tracer. You can see, I've just spawned. I have 90% ultimate in a single kill. It feels pretty good when that happens. And I can hear that there's a Torbjorn. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, well where's the turret? There it is. Hello, turret. Goodbye, turret. Problem solved. Very worth doing, actually, just bombing the turret, getting rid of it. It means I can start putting pressure on the point without having to worry about finding the turret. Can kill the Torbjorn nice and quick and safe, because Torbjorn is actually very easy for Tracer to kill. Basically, you've got to think about Torbjorn in terms of his size, and he's about like 50% head. He's very, very easy to put some damage in. So Tracer's 95% spunk, and Torbjorn is 50% head. And there's all your lewd innuendo for the day. So a lot of damage done, pushed them back, cleared out the turret, managed to get rid of a lot of health, did get taken out before I could take out the Zenyatta, but it's enough for the team to push in, take the objective. So at this point, there's 4 people sitting on the point, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I want to start putting pressure on the second point. Because we've got the people on the point, it's a good idea for the Tracer to get ahead. I try and get some damage onto this Roadhog, unfortunately miss, but think, well, okay, sod it, I'm just going to go for the point. Oh, God! Hello, Zenyatta. Lands a Discord, lands a few shots, enough to take me out pretty much instantly. As long as those hits land, yeah, there's not much I can do about that. Maybe it fast faster than the reload, but honestly, I did not expect to die that fast. Reload, rewind. You get what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Otherwise, you're just going to go back. We have a major advantage here. I mean, this is the thing with capture points, is you can very easily turn a win on the first map to a win on the second map. I thought I missed it because I didn't land the bomb on him. He wasn't stuck. There was no stuck coming up. So he could have just walked back and survived that, I think. And here we managed to catch the Zenyatta coming out of his ultimate. I do wait for him to finish, but try and get the kill on him. But he puts Discord on me, and then it becomes a little bit too dangerous. And I'm wondering, where's the turret? There was a turret somewhere, and then, hey, hello, Widow. Just some free damage. You trying to crash another party, love? As Tracer is wont to say. I still love that animation. I've still watched it like 9 times more since then. And hello, turret. Now this is kind of an interesting situation because Mercy's topping me off, so I can just deal damage into it. And even if it repairs it, like this is kind of a mistake, because if it's in a position where it can't get kills, then stop repairing it. Like, if you're not going to get a kill with it, and I think he gets confused because he does mention at the end of the game, you know, how did you survive the turret for so long? And I say, well, there was a Mercy there healing me. And that's basically the truth, but because he was repairing it, I could get my ultimate and just say, thank you, oh god, my voice cracked there, Jesus. As Tracer, he's so sweet, so sugary sweet, it's nauseating to be honest. But if he stopped repairing it, I wouldn't have my ultimate, wouldn't be able to blow through it. Now, it would actually take me longer to get past it, basically. I'd blow through the turret, but then I'd have to fight the Torbjorn. And Torbjorn is actually pretty scary. But we're going to have a nice sharpshooter play of the game to witness. And yeah, you can see he's asking about the turret, and I just say, hey, no, I had a Mercy there, so... It's some good damage, a nice headshot on Farah. And then, can they follow it up? Nope. Unfortunately not. One headshot. Sharpshooter is a little bit overtuned in play of the game, but that system, it's a new system that they put in for players of the game, and it does need a little bit of work. I think I've seen like one shutdown play of the game, for example. Very rare you see anything other than Sharpshooter, so their waiting on that might be a little bit heavy. Still, going to move on to the next and final match of this, and it's a good one. And it's time for Numbani, and I take a look at the team and think, okay, we got a level 4, a level 11, and level 29. Level 29 is not too bad. Level 11 and level 4 could be a problem. What could I play? What's fun on Numbani? Reinhardt's really fun on Numbani, and I haven't played Reinhardt yet, and I love playing Reinhardt. Reinhardt's awesome to play, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with Reinhardt, and everyone chant it with me, bring me another. It's the best voice line for Reinhardt, simply because, well, you're going to learn why in this match. Otherwise, team lines up pretty nicely actually. We do have a Bastion, and one important thing with Reinhardt is I get very down on Bastions, but because this is the Brawl, the matchmaking is a bit looser, which means the teams I'm going up against are going to be, shall we say, less competent at dealing with threats like Bastion. They're going to be less experienced, they're going to not know the best ways of getting around it, they're not going to have like reliable damage coming from Pharahs, Widows, Tracers, that kind of thing, being able to deal with the Bastion in an effective way. That means I can play around Bastion, and the first thing you're doing is Reinhardt. Like, this is actually one interesting thing. This is how I sort of start judging the team and how I want to play the game. So right now I can see the team is very forward. They're taking this higher ground, they're standing up here. This is extremely aggressive by sort of high MMR standards. This is not actually what's usually done. What's usually done is where I was before, just behind the bus. You usually defend about there, and then the moment they start pushing forward and you start breaking, you fall back to the point and you start defending the point harder. Here, we're in danger of getting team wiped. We're also in danger of something that actually happens. So I'm providing some defenses for my team. The Bastion moved away. I was looking for what, where the Bastion is, but I hear, with my keen little ears, you might not have heard it in the background, but I do hear that D.Va rocketed behind us. So I heard a D.Va and I thought, okay, well, where's she gone? There she is. I need to deal with this. Catch her with the pin, land the blow, and then just start swinging away, and this is just not a good place for D.Va.
Bring me another.
And there's the chant for this entire match, bring me another, because this is going to happen again and again and again. Reinhardt versus D.Va is so weighted for the Reinhardt. Now, unfortunately, I had to abandon my team there, but it's well worth doing just because someone had to deal with the point, and honestly, I was the most effective one to deal with this D.Va. D.Va can't defend against a Reinhardt, it's just brutal, but I noticed that I'm on my own, so I'm just going to charge back to the safety point, go to this Lucio, and I judge this Lucio, right? At the start of the match, he's level 4, he's the level 4 player. He's actually really damn solid, and I almost catch her. Unfortunately, she does manage to sort of grab the health, does manage to dodge the fire strike, just going to nimbly sidestep the Symmetra orb. But she manages to dodge the fire strike, survives, is ready to push out again. I'm interested by the choice. You can't swap heroes, so picking a Symmetra is bold, shall we say. And here they start coming in, and I'm actually walking backwards here. I'm looking to get the D.Va behind me so I can drop the ultimate. Luckily, though, she actually manages to sort of circle around the Bastion, and I just sort of think, well, okay, Bastion, kill her. Kill her, Bastion. Bastion, please kill her. And then Bastion fails to kill her, so I just give her a spank with the hammer, and that's more than enough to kill anyone. Otherwise, standing in an awkward position, trying to shield the Farah and the soldier from threats coming from two directions, not optimal. Otherwise, I'm going to try and control this side and let basically Bastion and let everyone else handle the other side. I'm going to try and protect the Bastion. Reinhardt working with the Bastion is very important for the Bastion's effectiveness. And here, Lucio gives us the ult, so I just think, sod it, I'm going to go out, start swinging away, dealing some damage, kill off this D.Va, because D.Va, again, cannot do anything about Reinhardt asking for another. she just can't. You start swinging, you bring down the mech, and then she's just so vulnerable, and she literally jumps out in hammer range. And there's a soldier on the top, so I'm just going to protect Bash and make sure he can't get quickly rocketed. Do see Symmetra sneaking off to the side, and I'm thinking, okay, well they're starting to take this high ground, and I don't want Symmetra behind us at all. That would be really bad. So I decide, hey, let's just go and get rid of her. Notice someone in there. Do notice the nerf this, however. So quickly dodge my, curve my swerve, move into the wall, and manage to bring down Genji. Is actually surprised that that landed, which is kind of nice. I do manage to take Genji out. She manages to avoid that. I was so sure that was going to pin. I'm sort of like, oh god, I'm out of position. Barely out of position. Can't protect my team. Luckily, my team is actually fairly smart. And this is why I say, like, this Lucio isn't a level 4 player, because he knew where to dodge. He knew to sort of pull in, avoid the damage. And here, this is like a really bad situation. Try and catch it with the fire strike, but if I didn't turn my shield then, it would have leapt behind me and then killed all 3 of us. So before anyone says, like, why didn't you back up and try and protect everyone from the tire, there's no win there for us. Either 2 of us die or all 3 of us die, and there all 3 of us died. But no, there 2 of us died, and I had to let them go. Unfortunately, we lose the payload, so we're going to have to do a roll in defense, and they put up a teleporter in a really ballsy location, shall we say. So Lucio's reporting, hey, we know where it is. And also I'm seeing people like suicide on the kill feed, and I'm wondering what the hell's up with that. But the unseen Reinhardt is the deadliest, in fact, and I do come in from the flank. Start swinging away, getting a lot of damage out. And when Reinhardt gets into this position and starts swinging away, and this is also deeply frustrating, he's next to the payload and next on his healing field, on the biotic field. So he's not taking any damage from the hammer swings, unfortunately. Still, managed to get about 20% of my ult back. And this is something interesting with Reinhardt, is he's very good at snowballing off one ultimate. If you can land it on most of the team and deal a lot of damage off the back of it, you can get another Earth Shatter up incredibly fast, and especially with the buff to Reinhardt, where the Earth Shatter can penetrate through payloads. It used to be covered by payloads, so basically if they were stood behind the payload and you Earth Shatter, they were protected. Now it goes right through it. It's so much more powerful. Reinhardt's really good now at sort of shifting people off the payload, and here this is kind of a problem. This is where D.Va gets dangerous if she starts dropping in from unexpected angles, and you can see, like, as Reinhardt, I'm struggling, because now they're coming in from like 4 angles at once. Luckily Lucio gives me a barrier. I'm going to just go in, try and buy some time. Unfortunately, just like run into D.Va's guns and fall off dead. But this Lucio is actually like my MVP of the game. He's doing so much good work just in positioning, just in terms of where he's going, that I was actually very impressed. Like this, he's not like a gold level 4, he's just a plain level 4, so clearly he played beta phase 1, or he's just knows what he's doing with the account. So I was very impressed by that. I was sort of surprised to see. And here, this is a nice feature of Widowmaker's ult. Yeah, I can see when people are lining up for a perfect hit up the stairs. And hello, D.Va. Yeah, please, love, fight me in these close quarters. Oh, you're grabbing the health, are you? No, don't care. Swing, bash, bonk, clobber, wallop, dead. Yeah, this is why I actually say that D.Va might need a little bit of a buff. She tends to lose any fight that's kind of like that one. But here I see, oh shit, we're losing the point here. I'm going to have to get back here. And this is probably the single most frustrating moment in the game. Symmetra's just run off up those stairs, and then a teleporter's appeared. So we know where the teleporter is. This guy fires off his ultimate, and I'm looking at the kill feed thinking, where's the teleporter kill? Soldier 76 was literally stood on top of the teleporter. Where's the teleporter kill? There is no teleporter kill. They're literally spawning right next to the payload, and we have 4 minutes to defend. I need to get out there and deal with that. And unfortunately, this Symmetra just like plows in. Luckily, this room is just so tiny that I can just literally spin in circles. Fortunately, they're pushing the payload as well, so I've got to go and contest this, and there's a bomb coming as well. So I know my time is limited, and then Pharah just kills me from behind. They've controlled the point. Lucio, bless his heart, is doing the best he can, but unfortunately, look, there's a teleporter. What? How is that alive? Sad days all around. Still, had a super fun game as Reinhardt, and I think I'm going to highlight something at the end of the game screen as we watch this beautiful play of the game by, D.Va, Mark Dean on D.Va, doing work, apparently. And this is literally like my ultimate, and this is one of those dirty plays of the game where it's like, okay, wait, hang on. And then there's this bonus kill, and it's like, hang on, you just cleaned up there. And I want you to watch my mouse cursor because I start highlighting something here. Yeah, that's not a good number. Anyway, thanks for watching to the end. I've been Josh's one voice amongst many. I'm going to close out with this sick Tracer play just from a match earlier as well that's going on my highlight thing. Enjoy. Toodles.